Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. That way others will know that we're here. For that, we say thank you so very much, family. I have got to say, I have been receiving just unbelievable amounts of response and feedback from some of you that watched my video here some days back about former LA Crip Big U revealing some connections, whether he intentionally or unintentionally did it during an interview that he did with Willie D, showing some connections between Mexican cartels, and I connected it to a larger geopolitical situation involving even Donald Trump and the current tax tariff schemes against Mexico. And all of it ain't bad against Mexico. A lot of it has to do with nefarious intentions that the United States has by labeling even some of the cartel folks there as terrorists. Yes, how many of y'all know that that's terrible, that's horrible, that's bad? But we cannot deny the connection between the United States and some of the actors involved in that. What do I mean? I discussed right here on this network sometime back, a couple of years plus ago. It's been some time back, at least 18 gangs that have existed inside of the LA Sheriff's Department or interrelated law enforcement departments. I didn't say street gangs. I said police gangs. Okay? Did you hear what I said right there? Well, after my broadcast, some of you all started to tell me that some of the, of course, my sources are anonymous. I'm going to always protect my sources. But some of you all told me in different communication transmissions that you all were told from local street dealers and other such individuals that the cartels were funding businesses there. And so one of my sources, I told him, I said, brother, I'm gonna protect you. So even though you're coming forward, of course, this was anonymous. Of course, I'm not going to reveal you, but I need something concrete to show that, because a lot of the stuff that he shared with me, I don't want to say names. And to me, what he said is extremely credible with other sources, but I want to keep my sources covered. So I instead found some evidence even in LA court documents or law enforcement documents. Yes. And one of the ones here is from the FBI that's connected to something else. Like, we all know that the feds lie, but when it comes down to larger schemes of stuff, you have to go through it yourself and realize who's the target and what's what and what's true and what's not. So I want you all to see this particular headline, keeping that in mind. Y'all know I'm gonna do my due diligence. I know about the powers that shouldn't be and how they lie, but this is credible. I'm gonna give you another source in proving what I'm trying to say here. This one is actually from some time back, all the way from 2009. I'm gonna talk about one that's a little more recent, but even that one is from some years back. I'm just showing you some connections because I'm showing credibility to some of the direct sources that I have, and I want to keep them protected. But I found this interesting. Look at this. Straight from federal document website from the FBI. Owner of Numero Uno Marcus convicted of federal racketeering charges after jury finds he solicited murder and bribed public officials. Did y'all hear some of the actors involved there? Bribing public officials. Y'all listen. That ain't it. It says here that the owner of Los Angeles-based Numero Uno supermarket chain was convicted today of participating in a racketeering enterprise that was involved in a host of illegal activities, including solicitation of murder, robbery of public official, pay attention to that, harboring illegal aliens, and tax violations. George Torres, 52, an Arcadia resident who had been in custody since he was arrested after being indicted 2 years ago, was found guilty of 55 felony counts, including racketeering honest services, fraud, mail fraud, wire fraud, conspiring to harbor illegal aliens, and a host of tax charges. Family, I want you to keep in mind now the context of me getting this information from an anonymous source from the streets there in LA had to do with the fact that we were connecting the dots between illegal migrants and cartels and nefarious American government actors and entities involved in geopolitical schemes, even on a local level. So the point that some of them were making to me is that some of these illegals were very likely not only operating some of these these businesses to harbor some of the cartel money, but this was stuff that was known, and this involved government officials. Y'all listen, public officials. It goes on to talk about other violations, but it says here that some of the evidence presented at trial showed that Torres operated his business, Numero Uno Markets, as a corrupt organization for nearly 3 decades. That's longer than some of my viewers been alive. 30 years, family. Are y'all listening? It says that he used the assistance of public officials to attempt to obtain valuable licenses and permits for Torres's business in return for a stream of benefits that included lavish gifts. So you got to watch the gift giving. Hint, hint. Y'all's Mayor Brandon Johnson recently. That's a different story. Let me get back to LA. Talk black to me, somebody. That's Chicago. Get back to LA, Vicki. It says Torres, whose empire included 11 supermarkets in the greater Los Angeles area, used the markets to facilitate fraud and tax violations. It says that the United States Marshal Service seized his Numero Uno supermarkets and other assets owned by Torres. It says that the government is seeking to forfeit the assets, right? It goes on to talk about the investigation that has to do with high-intensity drug trafficking area task force. It talks about the Drug Enforcement Administration that's involved in it. It talks about, y'all ready for this? U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Who is that, family? ICE. That's the enforcement agencies that have to do overwhelming with a lot of illegal alien activities. Of course, we already referenced the fact that that was official. They were working together. But again, the context of that, also this has to do, let me say this too, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Baldwin Park Police Department, the Azusa Police Department, the Bell Police Department, the Bell Gardens Police Department, the United States Marshal Service, the California Department of Justice Bureau of Narcotics and Enforcement. Child, that's too much. How many of y'all know that that smells suspect? How many of y'all know that when FBAs on the street tells you that there's some shady stuff going on that's involving illegal migrants, illegal aliens, and involving government officials that's connected to cartels and stuff? Talk black to me, somebody. We know what it is. This other article I want you to see right here from directly from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This is an article from ICE. Are y'all listening? What does it say? This one is actually from 2014, because again, I'm covering from my sources, but I'm giving you legitimate evidence that there's something to this. It says large-scale law enforcement efforts targets downtown Los Angeles business linked to money laundering for drug cartels. I won't get into great details about that, family, but it's really interesting because it talks about what it's called BMPE, which says they use what's known as the black market peso exchange schemes to launder narcotics proceeds for international drug cartels. It has a lot of juicy information, family, about that. And it says in this particular instance that it involved an estimated $65 million in cash and bank deposits, family. And so, again, my sources there were telling me that the local, some of my street dealers, we're just going to say that, FBA street dealers, made it real clear, beloved, that that the cartels is involved in this, but also, as I just mentioned before, government officials. So I'm trying to tell you it's something to it when they're trying to tell you that it's all just about the Mexican cartels. I'm trying to tell you that your local police department and stuff is using them as a cover and working together with the black market. Talk black to me. I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say about it. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. Be sure to check out my upcoming free webinar where I'm going to expose black magicians that the U.S. government has brought on military bases in order for them to conduct modern warfare. You heard me right. You don't want to miss that. It's a free webinar, Saturday, April 5th. You don't want to miss it. Go to VickiPlanet.com. That's my website, VickiPlanet.com. Share this broadcast. I can't wait.